Hi, I'm Carrie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to do a deck haul. I've gotten in several, I'll say, decks over the past 4 to 5 months. A couple of them I think I showed or talked about briefly on the channel. And so yeah, I'm just going to show you what I got in. And you can let me know in the comments if you have these decks, if you've worked with them, how you like them, and so on. This one I'm just going to briefly talk about because I know I talked about this in my May monthly musings. But this is the Divine Nature Oracle deck and book set by Angie Sullins and artwork by Greg Spolenka. And I have Angie Sullins' other deck, the Wild Woman Rising, I believe, is what it is. This card here, which I think I mentioned in my May musings, is what prompted me to buy this deck. I just fell in love with that card. This artwork is stunning. I mean, stunning. The antique vibe is right up my alley. I love that. But beyond that, I just, it's something about this artwork just like speaks to my soul. And the guidebook talks about this deck is basically the bridge between our earthly human experience and our divine nature, our, soul experience. So I have used this now for 2 months, and I find this deck very powerful. At least it is for me. And this one wins over her 2 decks that I own, which is, like I said, that Wild Woman Rising. This one, hands down, is my absolute favorite. If you'd be interested in me doing a side-by-side of those 2 decks, leave a comment below and I will do that video. But I have been using this coupled with an affirmation deck, which I'm going to show next, and my tarot deck for my weekly readings for the month of June, which I will talk about more in my June wrap up. But it's just been spot on and, like I said, a very powerful experience. So do you have any of Angie Sullins' decks? I know she has several out there. I'm not going to get all of them. I tend to fall into that trap of where you buy one creator's deck and you love it so much that then you want like all of that creator's decks, and sometimes they don't always work out for you as well. So I'm going to try to contain myself and not, try to scoop up all the decks. But this is a big favorite of mine and a staple in my practice right now, at least for the past 2 months. So the next deck that I have to show you is the Wisdom to Alma. It's a 44 card affirmation deck. This is a Hay House. The other one is US Games. Anyway, this is a Hay House deck. Which I think I've said on here before, personally buy all my decks from the Hay House website because I cannot pass up the sales that they run on their decks. I picked this up on their last big sale. It was $12, I think. 12. Might have been 15. I don't know, still $15 I think is pretty cheap. I was not going to buy another affirmation deck because I have several affirmation decks, but I saw Robin on Robin's Reflections channel talking about this deck, and I don't know, I loved it. If I remember and I find her walkthrough, I'll try to link it below. But it's lovely, and it's very empowering, and I like empowering decks for women. There's no guidebook because there's the affirmation on the front. And then, so like this says, I deserve to say no to that which no longer serves me. And then on the back, there is a power and freedom in communicating what is a no for me. I say no to that which isn't an act of, I say no to that which isn't an act of love to myself. So I just love it. I am the mother effing prize. I just love it. I always have the power to claim what I want in my life. I no longer settle for breadcrumbs. And like I said, I've been pairing this. I would pull a divine nature for either something like an energy I needed to embrace for the coming week, or maybe something to work with in the coming week, or something along those lines. And then I would pull an affirmation card that every time I pulled supported exactly what the divine nature. And then I would pull, if I felt I needed more, a couple tarot cards from the Super Lunaris Tarot. That's the one I was using for the month of June. I almost said for the month of January. Jeez Louise. But yes, this deck is beautiful. I have no regrets on purchasing it. I love the messages in it. It has really edged out some of my other affirmation decks. So, and that's the Wisdom to Alma. Let's see. The next deck is the Sea Melodies. This is another U.S. Games. I picked this one up off of Amazon. I have about 3, I think, of these little tiny, basically keyword decks. Oh, let's see. I dropped it, so I'm just going to lay it down like this. It's just a keyword and a phrase. But how I was using it for some clients is I would pull this as the energy to start with, and then I would amplify that energy with my deck messages from the Mermaids, which is a Hay House Oracle. And then I would pull 2 tarot from the Mermaids Tarot by, I think it's Lisa Robertson, I think is the name. And I would pull 2 cards from that to wrap up what the message was. And it was lovely. Those 3 decks work together very well. I like to use water decks, mermaid decks, because what I have. I like to use my mermaid decks in the month of July. So I will be combining this or using this in my weekly pulls with my mermaid deck next month. So, but yes, love that one. This one just came in yesterday, day before yesterday. I have 3 of the Seasons of the Witch oracles already, the 3 that are out. I'm going to collect all of them. I like the concept of them. I like using them just for the season, and having a deck that is specifically for the season. I'm not concerned about having too many of them because I think each one of them has their own place in my collection. So this is, of course, by Juliet Diaz and Lorraine Anderson, illustrated by Tiana Lukovic. I really like the art in this one. It has more, is that like folk art or primitive style art? It puts me in the mind of the salt boxes. I had this border that was in my kitchen for years of just different style salt boxes all the way around the border, and some of the people and that was in that border. It just puts me in mind of that. So I think I'm on the right track of like that folk art feel. But I love it. I like the black backgrounds on some of these. I love I'm not a gilding person, you know that, but I do like the I like the black and orange coloring, because the season of the witch is black and red. Black and red? Is that correct? Yeah, I think that's what it is. But yeah, I like this, and I can't wait to break this out and use it this fall. So the next one that I got in the same package from Amazon with that is the Rosebud Tarot. I have been seeing, I'm pretty sure this was an indie deck first, because I've been seeing it for a while. And this is the mass market version from Amazon. But I've been seeing it for a while on TarotTube, and I don't know what my deal is right now, but I'm like really drawn to collage style decks. So I love this. I love the mix of color and the black and white. It's just something that's really speaking to me right now at this moment. Here's my thing. Mine came, I mean, just out of the box. I just looked through it, and that's all I did. Never even shuffled it. But it has like this weird bow to it. I'm assuming maybe that's how it, I don't know necessarily how it was sitting in the box or what the deal was. But I'm going to see if I can get these flattened out. But I can't wait to work with this either. I don't know what month I'm going to pull this one out for. But yeah, I'm excited. I can't even really tell you how it reads or anything because I just got it in the other day. But I think it's so cool. If you have the Rosebud Tarot, let me know how you're using it. Let me know what you're pairing with it. I'm really not too fussy about decks that I pair together. I just, as far as look-wise, I just want them to work energetically together. That is most important to me. That is my main concern. So yeah, let me know what you're pairing with this, and God knows I'll probably have it because I have so many. But yeah, so I can't wait to play around with this one. I got a tower going on here. Another deck I got this in the same time as the Wisdom of Alma during that big Hay House sale a few months ago. And that is the Daily Crystal Inspiration deck, a 52 card oracle. A deck for finding health, wealth, and balance. This deck I think cost me $10. $10 on Hay House. I mean, you cannot pass that up. I'll tell you the guidebook. It just gives you the name of the crystal, the key phrase like is on the cards. Talks about the, like, okay, so here, Amazonite, loosen your grip. There are times when enough is enough. It's time to relinquish control, and so on. Then there's like some questions you can ask yourself. In which area or areas of your life can you release control, and some more. And then an affirmation, which is a crystal action. I let go of control. So some ways that you can work with the crystal. My primary reason for purchasing this deck is for spell work. That's really what my mindset was. I only have 2 other crystal decks. And if I don't have the physical crystal when I'm doing my spell work, I will pull out a crystal card to use that energy or bring that energy into whatever my working is. However, for some clients, for this small group of clients I have in this private group, I do, I think I've said this on here before, but anyway, I do like guidance for the week and private readings in there, different things like that. That's a paid thing. But for the month of June, what I've been doing is I've been using my other crystal decks, and I've been pulling a crystal card for us to work with for the week. and then like an oracle message midweek, and then, you know, wrapping everything up and tying it into the crystal for the end of the week. And those messages have worked really well together, pulling the crystal to work with at the beginning of every week, and what the message is that relates to that crystal. But so, yeah, that was the whole purpose of this purchase. So I have two more. I think that's all. Two more to show you. So I got the Citadel Fantasy Oracle. I think it was Danny Mystic's channel quite some time ago, months ago. I think it was her channel that got in the prototype of this, maybe, or talked about this one coming out, something like that. And I was really intrigued by it then. I'm going to separate these out just real quickly. And I knew right then and there that I wanted to purchase this deck. So then after this, I've only had this deck 2 days, so I don't know anything about it besides the few pages that I've had the opportunity to look over in the guidebook. Okay, so I'm sure there are other walkthroughs on this deck. I separated it because of wanting to tell you what my plans were with this deck. So, you know, each one of these is separated into an element, and then each element corresponds with something. Like the fire element corresponds with like the court. This is the achievement and completion, unbreakable bonds, a sense of responsibility. Then we have the air suit, which is the academy. These are those who flourish in acts of study and ingenuity. They represent learning, aspirations, development. Then you have the earth suit here, and this is the crowd. These are the people who know the value of a day's labor, the importance of family found or given, hard work, necessity, and fulfillment. And then the water suit is the troop, and this is the visitors to the city, basically. And these are the self-expression, the freedom, but also doubt, inner turmoil, and so on. So when I picked this up and I read this beginning portion, because I didn't get the version that has the game to it, I was so intrigued by thinking of these cards as like people in a city. That was just like very intriguing to me, and I thought, I am going to really study this guidebook, and I want to come up with some sort of reading reflecting or designed around these suits or these people in this city in relation to ourselves. So I haven't figured that out yet because, like I said, I've only got this deck, you know, two days. It's been in my hands for 2 days. But as soon as I have a chance to read through the rest of that, I'm going to see or play around with, you know, what I can work out as far as doing that and integrating these into ourselves as, you know, this inner city. And I looked in the back to see if maybe there was already a spread, but no, it's like a basic 3 cards, but you can just like use the courts or the academy. You could just use the crowd or the troop. Then there's a whole big spread of the Citadel, a sword and a shield. So yeah, I didn't see any specifically to what is percolating, I guess, in my mind. But that's kind of my thoughts right now. So we will see how that pans out. And if I figure something out and I think it's good enough, I'll put it here on my channel. So the last two decks I got, and I got them together, and that is the Cartomancer poker deck archetypal playing cards. I have them rubber banded because the books will not fit in the box with the deck. So, because I tore the one. There is no matter what tuck box I own, there's a tear on it somewhere. I don't know what my malfunction is when it comes to tuck boxes. Okay, so I've played around or shuffled up, I guess, at least. So these aren't going to be in order, but let me just see if I can start from here. So this is the light, the clarity deck. This is the shadow. Each of these have the exact same keyword on them. Each of them have the same concept of, so let me just say what he says about this. Oh, I guess I should say, I got this off of cartomancercards.com. The creator is, I believe you say it, is it Elaine or Alan Benoit? So I got them as a set together on his site. So these, if I can see here, they're basically based on some of Jung's concepts. The result also mirrors my fascination with French cartomancy, illustrated tarot, and the transformation playing cards, surrealism and symbolism art. So I guess it's kind of like a little mix of all of it. The two decks together really feel like the next level playing cards, the light and the dark of the number, symbol, symmetry, history, mysticism. It all comes together to make you feel like you're holding the sun and the moon together in the palms of your hands. I saw a walkthrough by Kelly at Truth and Story of the Clarity deck, and that's what intrigued me. And I'm pretty sure you can find this on Amazon. I don't know if you could find, I think this was on there too, but they weren't sold as a set. That's why I just went to the website and got it as a set. And he signed some of the cards, a couple backs of the cards, and a little thank you card. So there's just a slight, I'm very interested. Like I said, they're a little bit mixed up. So I'm very interested in learning playing cards readings. I don't know why I've become so intrigued with it lately, but that is, really what's on my radar right now, and I like the look of this, so that's why I went ahead and I picked it up, especially after Kelly's walkthrough. So in the book, we'll just go with the Five of Diamonds. On the Five of Diamonds, let's see. Well, first of all, let's talk about the suits. So diamonds represent your childhood or a sensation. Your spades represent early adulthood or a thinking thought. Hearts represent midlife, intuition, and clubs, late adulthood and feeling. The jacks are children announcing something to come. The queens are mothers of the domain of emotions and bring elements that are unseen by others. The kings are fathers of the corporal world. The great father archetype can appear as a doctor, priest, father, etc. It says the great mother archetype can appear as a mother, such as Mother Nature or Temptress. So, Five of Diamonds. It says on here, nature. And it also says nature over there. And then in the Clarity, which is the white, in the Clarity Guidebook, it says the collective experience of the physical world, the cycle of life. And then italicized, it says environmental factors, the simple things of life, grounded. So over here in the Shadow little book, it says the collective experience of the physical world, that's the same. The cycle of life, that's also the same. Then it says in italicized print, fundamental power, ruthless destruction of human conception, transgression, vulnerability. So there's a little bit difference in the italicized meanings of each deck. What he says about the Shadow is, and I will try to keep flipping these as I read, Night has fallen on the Cartomancer cards. Each one features a mirror image of the Clarity deck, yet is set on a darker background. Look close enough and you'll notice the shadow cards conceal differences rich in symbolism. The deck deals with things about yourself that are hidden, your primitive, negative human emotions that make up your, quote, shadow. Though the general theme of each card is the same as Clarity deck, their meaning relates to the shadow work. And then it goes on. So I just found that concept interesting, which is why I wanted to, pick up both. Let's see, there we go. Both of these decks, because I would hate to just get one and then say, oh, I wish I would have got the other one. So I picked up both of them. I have not worked with them yet, but I'm excited to, try that out and see how it goes. These cards are, they're your standard like poker size, but man, are they slippery. They are very slippery, but that's okay. So that is it. That is the last several decks that I've gotten in over like a 4 to 5 month time span that these decks have come into my possession. Only a couple of them have I gotten to work with because, like I said, the last 3 literally just came in a couple days ago. Let me know if you have any of these decks, how you've worked with them, what you pair with them, and so on. I would love to have a conversation with you in the comments. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'm still trying to grow my channel here. I appreciate you being here. Thanks for hanging out with me today. And until I see you next time, bye.